Despite the controversy over the war in Iraq, the one thing everyone seems to support are the troops. In late June of 2007 at Manhattanville College in Purchase, New York, the soldiers of the 155th CSSB Battalion had been invited to enjoy a relaxing dinner and a little community appreciation before leaving for Afghanistan just a few days later. This is all part of Manhattanville's My Soldier program, a program that connects soldiers who are overseas with pen pals of all ages back here in the States. The purpose of this program is to provide support, comfort, and continued appreciation for the troops who are fighting overseas. So I'm here with Juan Salas, who is the founder and creator of the My Soldier program, and his story is actually quite unique and very special, so I'll let him explain it. How and when did you start up this program?
The program started when I came back from Iraq on November 11th, 2006. The My Soldier program is basically a pen pal program. It's to adopt a soldier who is in Iraq or in Afghanistan and basically adopt them once they get there, send a letter, send their care packages, and then basically correspond with them. And then when they come back home, that relationship now becomes a friendship. And a lot of soldiers find that it's a huge morale booster to actually get letters. You know, sometimes they don't even know who's writing it to them. But after they write back a few times, they're like, wow, this person really cares for me.
And I know also they mentioned something about bracelets.
Yes, you will get a red bracelet that says Manhattanville, My Soldier.
At first, there's some reluctance to go, given the time you're going to spend away from your family. But being through the training at Fort Dix and then spending time with all your buddies and going through everything together, it's kind of like you want to go. So as far as fear, not really, because you feel well prepared.
I had been in the Army for 14 years through the Desert Storm War, and I got out after Desert Storm. The Army was drawing down. They wanted to reduce the size of the military, so I took a bonus and got out, went home, went to college, and became a high school history and government teacher. And been doing that for ever since Desert Storm. But as these wars developed and more of my students left to go, it felt wrong that I was staying behind and they were going. So in January of 2006, I found out I wasn't too old to still join, so I rejoined, and now I get to go to Afghanistan and do my part.
It's never really been questioned whether or not it's right or wrong. It's been known. That was, we were attacked by the Taliban. We're based in Afghanistan. They harbored them. So this is the war that everyone agrees we should be doing. So it's kind of easier to not be as demoralized from that. Other than that, whether or not we should have been in that war is we are in that war. Kind of we wet in our bed, now we have to lay in it sort of scenario. We've got to stick through it until things get better. And regardless of what people feel about the war, they've always been very supportive of the soldiers ourselves, which is a big help. They can push politics aside and send us care packages full of goodies.
A pen pal program or something similar to that, which is actually excellent because as a soldier, when you're overseas, receiving mail from someone else, gosh, that makes your day. You know, there's email, there's phone calls and stuff like that, but there's nothing about that letter.
A lot of us, like myself, I'm a single parent. So my son, I leave my son behind, and a lot of my family doesn't think that, I should be doing that, especially being a female in the military. And when we heard of this program, so I told my family, that, the American people really care about us, and we're not fighting this by ourselves.
My name is Mike Seminara. I'm the operations director for My Soldier, handle day-to-day operations and events like this.
So how did you get involved with the My Soldier program?
Well, as a student, the program started, and it was something I was immediately interested in, and realized that I could really make a difference. Although not serving overseas, I can make a difference here, get people to help the soldiers serving overseas. I'd really like school children to get involved. That's my push. I love when the kids get involved and they send 30 letters to a soldier and drawings and things like that. But the biggest thing I see is honestly mothers. Mothers of soldiers and just mothers in general thinking, wow, what would I do if my son was there and my daughter was there?
Today the program is still going strong with hundreds, if not thousands of new people joining My Soldier every day.
Actually, I read about it in Newsweek a couple of years ago. When the program first started, I read about it and was interested in it. I actually participated, got the bracelet, did the whole thing, and unfortunately, the soldier that was sent to me, I corresponded with him and he never sent anything back to me. So I hung my bracelet on the mirror of my car, and I've been driving around with it ever since. But I do know about the program. I think it's a good program.
So now going over as a soldier, knowing that you're going to have a pen pal, how do you feel about that?
I promise to write back.
I've had 4 soldiers. and they've all returned home safely. So I've had soldiers I've had Marines, I've had, I've had MPs, military police, and I've also, the last one I wrote to who just came home, he was in the canine unit. So I love dogs, and I have a dog, so we shared stories about our dogs and things. It was great. The best part about him was he didn't want me to send anything for him. It was all about the dogs. So I was constantly sending biscuits and treats for the dogs and things like that.
Having a pen pal, I mean, it really creates a great atmosphere for us. I mean, to have individuals that truly care and know that we're out there with the situation that we're in. And I mean, just being on the streets today, all day, gave us a sense of how special we are and what we mean to these people. And hearing about the pen pal situation also is giving us encouragement of what support we're going to have out there.
Well, right now we have over 175,000 people participating in the program. We actually have at least one person from every state. I never thought it was going to get that big, but we definitely encourage a lot of schools, a lot of the little kids and students to actually write to a soldier and see that response. If they could see the letter and they could actually see where Iraq, where Afghanistan is, and where some of these soldiers are.
We send over suntan lotion, chapstick, deck of cards, and like I said, we've gone up to expensive items, but a lot of times soldiers really just want little things. And the big thing is they tell us, whatever you send, we have to carry.
Just letters from you guys would be enough, you know. We don't ask much. We don't need much, really.
It's a simple process. Go on www.mysoldier.com and sign up. You send us an email, you give us a phone call, we'll respond back to you, and we'll give you the name of a soldier, the name and address of a soldier to write to. And it's very simple. You write to them, you include a self-addressed envelope in there, and they'll write back to you, and the relationship is started.
My wife and children are kind of excited for me to go to. They feel like, this is something that the old guy, it's the soldier who never got to go to war before. I finally get to go this time. And Afghanistan's not that big a war right now, so they're not terribly worried about me, I think. And the idea of having people correspond with me and maintain relationships back here will be a good thing for me emotionally and mentally while I'm over there. So.
I urge people to sign up with our program. It's quick, it's easy, and it really can make a difference in your life and really show that you care.
Manhattanville My Soldier is a program that puts politics aside while letting U.S. troops know that people back home care. This is Heather Freudenthal reporting for Scribe Media. I have a My Soldier bracelet. Do you?